My name is Staci, and I just want to share my testimony on how I found victory in Jesus Christ. I'll just go ahead and start with what led up to my addiction. I was in a bad relationship for about 10 or 11 years with an alcoholic and drug user. I went through a lot of verbal and mental abuse. And after a while, I did end up getting the courage to leave. But once I left, I was just so heartbroken. And I also turned to drugs as my way of dealing with the pain. It didn't take long until I had lost my job. My brother and my sister-in-law was raising my son Dylan. But I'm very grateful to them for stepping in and taking care of him when I was not able. Because they always loved him, and they took him to church, and they taught him about Jesus Christ. And I remember after getting sober, them telling me the stories of how when they would take him to church, he would always request prayer for me, and he would always say, "Pray for my mommy." And I just want to say that God does hear the prayers of children, because I got sick and tired of living that lifestyle, and I decided it was time for a change. So I left the area I was living, and I moved in with my brother and sister-in-law, and I went to church with them one night, and that night Jesus saved my soul. And not only that night did he save my soul, he also delivered me from my drug addiction. And I wish I could tell you that was my happy ending, and everything was great. Everything was great for a while. I done really well. I got back on my feet, got my own place, was taking care of my son, went to church, but after a few years, I started to drift away again. I lost my focus on the Lord, and before long, I found myself using drugs again. But this time, whenever I started using drugs again, it was just within a matter of weeks. I got kicked out of my home. I went to jail. I lost custody of my son. And one of the hardest things was during this relapse. And I had a really hard time dealing with that. I blamed myself for a long time. I just felt like it was my fault that she died, because I had turned my back on God and went back to using drugs. But I know now that that wasn't the case. I just know it was my mom's time to go. But the reason I tell you the story of my relapse is because sometimes relapse does happen, and if it does, don't give up. Just get back up and keep and just keep going. Because not long after my relapse and I'd lost my mother, I knew if I wanted to see my mom again, that I was going to have to get my life right with God. So I went back to church, and I went to the altar, and I rededicated my life to the Lord. And as always, He was right there, reaching out to lift me back up. And I just want to maybe give someone else hope through my testimony. And I just want to say, just don't give up.